If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 95 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start by having a look at some of our youth players that have been scouted by the outgoing scout. You see, the main player that I'm looking at here is this Anton Bridge guy, a right winger that could progress to become a player in between 66 and 80. So he could become quite a decent first team player for us if he's able to grow adequately through a couple of loan spells, etc. Whilst he is now at the club, because he was the one that I brought in there. There were a couple of others that I'm still waiting for some more scout reports back on, and I'm still undecided. So if you have any ideas as to whether I should accept one of the other two, then feel free to go back and pause the video and have a look at their individual stats and see whether you'd like me to take either of those two players on in the future. But we start after that with the first game of today's episode, which is at home, again, against one of the larger sides in the league, not only in the league, one of the larger sides in the world. We've played Chelsea so far at home. We've gotten a 1-1 draw thanks to a Ramirez red card in the midst of that game. We've played Arsenal away from home so far, and unfortunately found ourselves getting defeated there. And we've played Tottenham away from home so far and got a draw from that one. So at this present moment in time, we're actually doing okay against the top sides in the division. In fact, we actually lost to Manchester City, I believe, as well in the last episode, if memory serves. But that might have been the episode before that. I can't quite remember. But if we could do something... Well, if we could do something here against Manchester United, I'd be thrilled. And we did something there in the 26th minute. Going 1-0 up was the something that happened, and quite happy with that, to be completely honest. The first chance of the game goes our way, or at least the first goal-scoring opportunity goes our way after they had an initial attack that we caught them on the counter-attack from. Then they had another chance here, a glorious opportunity for Angel Di Maria to bring them back on level terms at 1-1. But on his right-hand side, I would have personally used, or wanted him to use, the outside of his left foot in that situation and just rifle it into the bottom corner. But unfortunately for him, tried to use his weaker right foot and he put it wide of the post. So as you can see, we're still 1-0 up as we head further into the game now, into the second half. Just before the hour mark, Jenkins Chikoe stands the corner up. It was well won by Downing, but a nice save by Evans, the goalkeeper. Not really too sure why that goalkeeper's in goal, or who he is, to be completely honest. I think he's one of the youth guys at Manchester United. I'm not too sure, but you would have thought a team like Man United would have had a better goalkeeper. But obviously in the My Player series at Manchester United, we've seen that it was only recently that they brought in a new goalkeeper and had been using obviously Anders Lindegaard and Sam Johnson as their first team goalkeeper. So perhaps it's something written into the AI that Manchester United just don't sign goalkeepers or let De Gea go and then just don't use anyone else of any real quality. But it was quality at the other end that left us, unfortunately, getting pegged back, and we came close there. Perhaps should have gone behind had Nani been able to actually properly get on the end of that chance. So they were threatening to get themselves in front after coming back from being behind here, Manchester United. Juan Mata came on there, as you saw in the top left a moment ago, for Daley Blind. So they went attacking here, United, slotting it through to Georgiev here, though, and he goes down in an absolute heap, and the referee points to the spot. 85 minutes in. Now, we saw earlier on Fellaini go down in a similar fashion at the other end, and nothing was given. But Tom Thorpe is punished here, penalised, and we get the penalty. Fabian Casada is going to be the man to step up to take it. I go for a cheeky one down the middle, and it just doesn't work. I was devastated. We are yet to beat one of the big sides in the division, and we just couldn't quite do it there. I'm not going to get a better opportunity to beat Manchester United at home in 100 games. And unfortunately, I let it pass. Casada plays straight down the middle of the goalkeeper. We mentioned that the goalkeeper isn't up to quality, really, for a club of that size. But it was up to quality to deny me 3 points in that particular game. So we come into the second game, another home game, against a side that aren't really doing that well in the league. They currently find themselves in 18th, Southampton. But they've previously knocked us out of the Capital One Cup. Although we were able to get payback for that and get some revenge in the first league game that we played down at St Mary's and come away with a victory. So we'll be hoping to have something similar happen in this one with regards to the second match rather than the first. The first game, though, in the Capital One Cup was here at home at the Abbey Stadium, and we did come away from that game with a defeat and elimination from the Capital One Cup. They're starting an extremely strong side. As you can see, Wilfred Boney is at the very tip of the spear there with Gaston Ramirez and Sadio Mane out wide. Now, obviously, Mane is absolutely rapid and he's played in here, as you can see on the right-hand side. Good dribbling feet on him as well. Dances inside one, stands it up to the back post. Boney missed numerous opportunities in the cup game to give them gold here at the Abbey Stadium, and he misses another one there. Pretty much a clear, open goal at the back post. Definitely a free header, but Galese gets across to make a decent save. He misses the header this time around, and Gaston Ramirez has the first shot that hits the post, and then somehow manages to have the reactions to be able to get onto the end of the rebound as well, but fires that wide. So Southampton, as you can see, clearly on top here. We get a tackle in there on Schneidlin, but it doesn't fall kindly for me. It drops to another Southampton player. Boney gets it out wide to Nathaniel Klein. He's going to stand the ball up towards the back post. He takes a deflection, and I cannot begin to explain to you how retarded that particular goal is. Not only did the goalkeeper try and take a first touch and turn towards the goal with it, but it wouldn't change for me to be able to clear it. And then I don't understand why the goal line technology here says goal and the ball not once in that highlight crosses the line. So I don't know what's going on with that first goal. I don't know whether it was a genuine own goal, whether the goal line technology is messed up. All I know is that we're 1-0 down and close to going 2-0 down thanks to that header from Morgan Schneidlin. But as we start the second half here, you can see pretty much straight from kickoff. I give the ball away, but then Michael Woods is going to win it back again off James Ward-Prowse. Play through Georgiev, skips past one challenge, skips past the second, takes it around the goalkeeper, gets clipped, goes down, and nothing is given. He gets up and then shoots, which is the button that I pressed before he went down, and it wouldn't let me cancel that particular request. So I think I should have gotten a penalty there, and we got denied one. So I'm not really too sure what was going on with that particular chance either. Gaston Ramirez sets up Wilfred Boney, and there is the world-class finish from Wilfred Boney that we're used to seeing from him in real life. Rather than him missing numerous opportunities, this time a one-hit strike, very well hit as well, smashes into that bottom corner. That was the difference in this one, unfortunately. I made a couple of changes, as you can see. Michael Woods going off for Luke Berry, and I brought on Manolo Gabbiadini. Manolo Gabbiadini is the in real life Gabbiadini. My Gabbiadini is a regen, but he's still called Gabbiadini. I don't actually know what his first name is, but unfortunately those two changes weren't enough to give us anything from this game, and we lose 2-0 at home against Southampton for the second time this season. So our league campaign is taking a bit of a knock, but right now we are heading into the transfer window, so I'm going to request some funds from the board, and we'll have to see what they say. Initially, they wanted us to avoid relegation. I don't think that's going to be an issue for us this season, so I've said finish mid-table. I would have put down a better result in the Cup, but as you can see, as I change over to show you the month of January, we actually have Arsenal in the Cup. So had we had an easier draw in the FA Cup, I would have said we'd have got to the round of 16 or maybe even a little bit further, but having to play Arsenal, not so confident considering we've already lost at the Emirates 2-0 in fact, earlier on this season. But we are into the January transfer window now. We will be in the next episode. So the episode on Friday will be a transfer targets episode, and I will go into some detail there as to what's going to happen over the weekend with regards trying to get some transfers in. It all depends whether we get any money off the board, because as you can see, not sure whether we've got enough to actually bring anyone in outright as of yet. But we do have 3 or 4 players we're looking to move on who are actually on quite a substantial amount of wages. A couple of them are, so we could free up the funds should we be able to move those 2 on. But we'll cover that more in the transfer targets video on Friday. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. We currently sit 8th in the Barclays Premier League, which is definitely avoiding relegation, and would even arguably kind of go above the mid-table finish that I've requested from the board, although the one after that was qualify for the Europa League, and I think that's a little bit out of our reach. If there was kind of a top half finish in between a mid-table finish and qualify for the Europa League, I probably would have opted for that one, but unfortunately it just kind of jumps from a mid-table finish to qualifying for Europe, and I'm not so sure. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, but for now, I will see you next time.